When police uncovered a body inside David's car, people everywhere were desperate to know who she was. It didn't take long for the answer to surface. She was his girlfriend.
David, she was 15 years old, 15.
He even said her name in his lyrics.
Oh, Celeste, the girl with my name tatted on her chest.
He even whispered her name through his songs. But instead of fading away, the mystery only grew darker. Disturbing reports surfaced about her final hours. Not from gossip, not from random fans, but from a nurse who swore she was there. And in this video, I'll uncover exactly what that nurse revealed. Her words were chilling. Her voice cracked as she spoke. You don't erase something like that. You don't erase the memory of a girl fighting for her last breath. That single confession destroyed whatever innocence fans once connected to the rising star David. This wasn't another TikTok rumor or a wild tabloid story. This was a certified nurse describing the final moments of a 15-year-old girl, Celeste Rivas Hernandez, and linking those moments directly to the singer who had dominated playlists just weeks before. Because when a Tesla registered in his name was seized, the unthinkable was uncovered. Inside the trunk was a decaying body. Not just anyone. It was Celeste, the teenager who had vanished back in April 2024. And according to the nurse who stood by her side in those final hours, Celeste's last word was a single name: David. That was no accident. David is the real first name of the artist the world knows as D4vd. The internet erupted instantly.
Somebody, hey, I'm gonna say this right now. He didn't kill anybody, bro. He didn't kill anybody. There's no way. There's no way he's been on tour. He didn't kill anybody. He's been on tour. He literally performed yesterday. Bro, do you see the videos that he makes? There's no way he's killing somebody. He was framed. Either he was framed or my theory is somebody killed someone and stole David's car and left it in the trunk. But I'm also not a detective, so.
That was the defense right away. He was too busy. Too busy on stage, too busy recording, too busy touring the world to have any part in this. His reputation had always been tied to heartbreak and emotion, the kind of voice people leaned on in their darkest nights. Not the kind of person anyone could imagine connected to a crime scene. But reality told a different story. The vehicle was in his name. The stench of death was so overwhelming that even impound workers had to alert the police. And when the truth came back, it was undeniable. Celeste Rivas Hernandez, just 15 years old.
David, she was 15 years old, 15! Is it really that hard to mess with someone your age? Like, this shit is completely a mental illness, bro. Back to back, we are having PDFs just literally rise to fame. I'm starting to think, like, everybody famous? Nah, that's a stretch. But, like, a lot of these people, they mess with little ass kids. Like, why? 15 years old. Bro, she was found, passed away.
She wasn't just some stranger in the wrong place at the wrong time. She was a teenager from Lake Elmer, whose disappearance in 2024 shattered her family's world. For months, her mother begged for answers, refusing to believe that Celeste had simply run away. She told anyone who would listen. Her daughter had gone out with a boy named David the very night she went missing. At first, police dismissed it as just another runaway case. But her mother never forgot the details. How her daughter never left without her phone. How she proudly showed off the tattoo on her right index finger, an S etched into her skin. When investigators confirmed the body carried the exact same tattoo, her mother collapsed. She knew it. She had warned them. And she also knew one more thing. Her daughter's boyfriend's name was David. The internet erupted like wildfire. Within hours, TikTok spread across millions of screens. Some creators unleashed their fury, calling it pure cruelty beyond imagination.
They got a song that goes, oh Celeste, the girl with my name tatted on her chest. Smell her on my clothes like cigarettes. I hear her voice each time I take a breath. I'm obsessed. Oh Celeste, afraid you'll only love me when undressed. But you look so damn gorgeous in that dress. Missing you so much makes me depressed.
All at once, every piece of his career was ripped apart under a microscope. Leaked FaceTime screenshots of David with Celeste began spreading everywhere. Old Discord logs reappeared, with users insisting he had been in contact with her since she was only 11 years old.
But according to authorities, the two have matching tattoos, the word shh on their fingers.
For fans, the most haunting part wasn't the images. It was the music. Lyrics once admired as raw and poetic now felt chilling. In one unreleased track, he sang about Celeste, the girl marked with his name, her presence clinging to him like smoke. Suddenly, those lines weren't metaphors at all. They sounded like evidence.
What? I made the joke talking about in the back of my car. Bro. That shit was real, bro. That shit right in front of us this whole time, bro. This did it, bro. 15 years old, bro. This pushing 30.
By this point, the nurse's account had surfaced, and it was far more terrifying than any leaked screenshot or lyric. She insisted Celeste was still alive when she reached the hospital, barely clinging to breath, battered but not yet gone. And with what little strength she had, she repeated a single word again and again. David. To the nurse, it wasn't random. It wasn't confusion. It was deliberate. The name of the person Celeste wanted tied to her final moments. That detail alone shifted the internet from speculation to certainty. Car. Tattoo. The leaked photos. The cancelled concert. And now, a dying girl gasping the name David. Before this, David wasn't just another face in the music scene. He was a phenomenon, a viral star turned chart topper, praised for weaving heartbreak into haunting simplicity. Fans labeled him the voice of Gen Z vulnerability. Parents approved of him too, the quiet, soft-spoken artist who turned pain into art. While other performers flaunted wealth and chaos, D4vd leaned into sincerity. That's why the scandal exploded like a lightning strike. It wasn't only the crime itself, it was the betrayal of everything people thought they knew. So when the first allegations dropped, his defenders clung to the image they loved. They reposted stage clips as proof. They pointed to his constant presence in studios and tours, insisting there was no way. But innocence by image collapses fast when the evidence keeps stacking higher, like the Tesla registered in his name, and the timeline of Celeste's disappearance. And the tattoo, that tattoo became impossible to explain away. The tattoo detail was the crack in the wall. Police initially held back identifying information, releasing only that the girl's finger bore an inscription. That alone sent fans digging. When photos surfaced of David with the same tattoo on his own finger, speculation turned into accusation. Then Celeste's mother confirmed it. Yes, her daughter had that tattoo. And yes, she had last been seen with a boyfriend named David. Also, this news broke.
He was framed, or my theory is somebody killed someone, and stole David's car and left it in the...
By this point, the nurse's account had surfaced, and it was far more terrifying than any leaked screenshot or lyric. She insisted Celeste was still alive when she reached the hospital, barely clinging to breath, battered but not yet gone. And with what little strength she had, she repeated a single word again and again. David. To the nurse, it wasn't random. It wasn't confusion. It was deliberate. The name of the person Celeste wanted tied to her final moments. That detail alone shifted the internet from speculation to certainty. Car. Tattoo. The leaked photos. The cancelled concert. And now, a dying girl gasping the name David. Before this, David wasn't just another face in the music scene. He was
Of her friends, allegedly, so they wouldn't tell on you. Your Discord knowing about all this since 2022, some saying early 2021, is very, very telling.
When police uncovered a body inside David's car, people everywhere were desperate to know who she was. It didn't take long for the answer to surface. She was his girlfriend.
And fans started combing through his discography like detectives picking apart a crime scene. They pulled out lyrics that, in hindsight, read less like poetry and more like confessions. What once sounded like raw teenage heartbreak now felt unnervingly dark. Every time someone posted a lyric breakdown, the comments filled with the same reaction. It was right in front of us the whole time. The silence from his side was deafening. No label statement. No defense from management. No carefully worded PR trying to flip the narrative. Nothing. That silence made it worse. In an industry where damage control usually arrives within hours, the absence of. To fans, it meant there was nothing left to defend. To critics, it meant the label was already preparing to cut him off. And the timing made it all the more damning. The exact day Maya's name was revealed publicly, his Denver show was abruptly cancelled. Supporters, this was still brushed off as coincidence. For everyone else, it was confirmation. His career wasn't just under fire, it was over. And then came the rumors, the whispers that dragged the story from tragedy to nightmare. TikTok creators began speculating that Celeste might have been pregnant. There was no proof, no medical records, no statement from family. But speculation was enough. Because in scandals like this, the internet doesn't wait for evidence. It thrives on possibility. And the possibility of a 15-year-old carrying the child of a rising star turned outrage into fury. Suddenly this wasn't just about David. It became about celebrity culture itself. People started asking, why does this keep happening? Why do young stars with fame and money keep being linked to underage girls? The narrative shifted. It wasn't one singer anymore. It was an entire industry problem. At the center of it all remained the nurse's testimony. She said Celeste's hand gripped hers with surprising strength. She swore her lips formed the words, "Don't let him," before her voice faded forever. To the nurse, those weren't random gasps. They were deliberate, final attempt to leave a message. And in the eyes of the public, that message was deafening. Celeste was naming him. But here's the chilling part. The body hadn't been discovered recently. It had been there, undiscovered, for at least 2 weeks. That revelation turned shock into outrage. What trended now wasn't his music or his sold-out shows. It was hashtags calling him a predator, a liar, a murderer. His silence became evidence. His cancelled concerts were seen as confessions. His unreleased lyrics dissected like crime scene notes. And for the fans who still clung to his innocence, the pressure was unbearable. They spun theories of planted bodies, stolen cars, elaborate setups designed to frame him.
Did it, bro. 15 years old, bro. This pushing 30.
And by now, the public didn't just want cancellation. They wanted accountability. They wanted charges. They wanted justice. But weeks passed, and no indictment came. Authorities stayed silent. David stayed silent. His management vanished. And so, the public's verdict hardened while the legal system stood still. That's why the cliffhanger remains so chilling. Will this end in a courtroom? Or fade like so many scandals before it? Because if history has shown us anything, it's that silence buries stories. But in this case, a nurse's trembling voice recalling a girl's last words may be too loud to erase. And that's where the story ends. From idol to infamous. From voice of heartbreak to symbol of betrayal. And for now, David's silence has written his legacy for him. For more stories like this, click the cards on your screen.